Okay, hello. My name is Stephen Eddey, and we're going to be doing the paper of the week. I love it. Yeah, so what we do every week is we go through a scientific paper and just have a look at it and analyse what's out there new in the literature. And I randomly pick papers that come out. This one was published the 2nd of April 2018, and it was published in the Journal of Neuroscience. So we're going to be talking about the brain today. So a little bit interesting. It's an interesting one, and it's titled Curcumin and Resveratrol Rescue Cortical-Hippocampal System from Chronic Induced Neurodegeneration and Enhanced Memory. So this paper is interesting for two things. Firstly, it shows that the hippocampus is a part of the brain that's involved in short-term and long-term memory, and the hippocampus is one of the parts that shrinks when you get diseases such as Alzheimer's disease. So it's very, very heavily associated with memory. It also shrinks in response to high stress and major depression. So it's a part of the brain that's kind of like a weird shaped thing if you look at a cut angle of it. So what they did with these rats was that they induced brain damage, and then they thought, well, how do we reverse that? And what they found in this study was that by giving them turmeric and resveratrol, it reversed the brain damage. And it reversed the brain damage because the interesting thing about this was that the brain damage induced free radicals, and it reversed the brain damage by acting as an antioxidant in the brain. So this tells us two things. Firstly, that turmeric and resveratrol can cross the blood-brain barrier and get into and be highly beneficial for the brain. So that's the first thing we learn about this paper. So, your turmeric's good for your joints, good for your gut, we all know that, but it's good for your brain as well. And it reverses the brain damage associated. But what I found really interesting about this paper is how did they cause hippocampal brain damage in rats? Because the hippocampus is not just on the surface of the brain where they can, cause damage. So they have to induce it chemically. And so you have to give rats a neurotoxin that destroys parts of their brain that won't kill the rat. And guess what poison they used? They used fluoride. And they put fluoride in their drinking water, which caused the rats, the baby rats, to get brain damage. So that tells us a couple of things. Firstly, fluoride ingestion can cause brain damage, and it tells us that if you're having fluoridated water, you better make sure your antioxidants are up to scratch, because otherwise you're going to be in big trouble. So that's interesting from 2 points of view. Firstly, it says that turmeric, get in the brain, resveratrol helps your brain. Among other things, of course, I'm focusing on the brain because that's what the study was on. And that if you're having fluoride in your water where you live, then just be aware that it can be neurotoxic. Now, the doses were different. They were much higher in this study than that's in the water. However, humans drink more water because we sweat. Most animals, well, not most, but some animals don't sweat. Rats don't sweat. Neither do dogs and cats. They've got hair. Instead of hair, we are a hairless mammal, and we have, of course, sweat glands. They don't. So very interesting, and enjoy, and I hope that you guys have a great day. Thank you very much.